Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is my first cooking video. Woo, yay! I'm really excited. Also a bit nervous, but mainly excited. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a spaghetti sauce, and this spaghetti sauce is pretty much a staple in my house. We've been doing it since I was a kid, and it just so happens to be specific carbohydrate diet friendly, as well as keto and even gluten-free. There's different variations that you can use of different kinds of meat if you want. But one of the things that I've always really loved about this recipe is that we don't use any sugar at all, but there is a sweetness to it, and I'm going to show you how I do that. And that's so you have to keep watching. This recipe is actually really easy to do. The majority of the hard work is going to be in the prep time, and another added benefit to this recipe is that you can really double it up or even triple it up, and I like to make really big batches. So what I do is I end up freezing half of it, and so for the first week I can eat it, and then maybe 2 or 3 weeks later I can eat another bit. So then it really helps to vary my diet. It does freeze really well. So if you want to learn how to make some delicious spaghetti sauce that is specific carbohydrate diet friendly, please keep watching.
Hey guys, so I hope you're ready to do some cooking with me today. So the first thing we're going to do is put some olive oil in a pot. So you kind of want to have a pot that has somewhat high walls, just because we're going to be adding quite a bit of items to it, and it also makes the stirring much easier. You don't really want to have some items overflowing. So we're going to have to wait until the oil gets hot enough before we put anything to it. So at this point, we're going to add our diced onions. We're going to be cooking them for maybe 3 to 4 minutes until they become soft. You really want to get the juices out because that's what really gets the flavor. We're also going to be adding some garlic. So I'm using this guy from Costco. It's just much easier, but it's equivalent to maybe 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. We're going to stir it all up, make sure it's really well blended, and then we're going to leave it on the stove to cook. Now we're going to be adding our diced carrots. At this point, you can also add diced zucchini if you have any. I didn't have it on hand, and sometimes I vary it up. So sometimes I add them, sometimes I don't. But if you do, you can add them at this point as well. So we're just going to let that cook for a few minutes until the onions get soft as well as the carrots. We're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper at this point for seasoning. I'm using pink Himalayan salt, but any salt can do. Alright, so now the vegetables are cooked enough, so now we're going to add our meat. I'm adding minced pork, but you can add minced beef or even minced turkey or minced chicken. I prefer to use pork just because I don't eat beef personally, but beef and pork tend to be best for this recipe because it's such a flavorful meat. If you do want to cook with chicken and or turkey, you're going to have to put a lot more herbs and spices just to, I guess, like make up for the flavor. So as you saw, I was using my fingers to break up the meat. I just find that it's much easier to have smaller chunks of meat. If you leave it as like you just dump it in, I feel like the meat just becomes very chunky, and so I don't like to have big chunks of my spaghetti sauce, so I just like to break it up with my hands first. So we're going to kind of make sure it's all cooked evenly. So you're going to occasionally stir it all up. See how I'm just trying to put the meat, turn it up, and make sure that it has its cooking time. Alright, so we're just stirring it all up. Looks like the meat is pretty much all cooked. You want to just make sure that you check it all out before you stop cooking it. So we're going to be using a crock pot to make the sauce today. So the first thing we're going to do is add some diced tomatoes. But just make sure you look at the ingredients when you're buying diced tomatoes. A lot of times they add extra ingredients like sugar. I found that the Hunt's one doesn't, and it's fine for me. Just also avoid any cans that say like Italian seasoning or chili seasoning. Really make sure that you get plain diced tomatoes. We're also going to be adding at this point some Italian seasoning, and you can be quite generous with that. It really adds a lot of flavor. And also some more salt and pepper. And this is the secret ingredient. We're going to be adding some cinnamon. So this is the ingredient that's going to add sweetness to your sauce without putting actual sugar. Now we're going to be adding some mushrooms. I'm using this dried mixed mushroom because I can tolerate it, but if you have fresh mushrooms, you can just slice them up and it'll do the same thing. Now we're going to be scooping all of that meat mixture and put it into the tomato mixture. So I have a spoon here that has holes, so I'm only grabbing the meat, the vegetables. The liquid will be left at the bottom of the pan, so that way you're only going to get the lean meat. And now for the final step, we're going to mix it all well together. Just make sure that you grab the tomato mixture that's from under and bring it all the way to the top. So you're really mixing it all perfectly together. Put it in the crock pot. You're going to cook it on either high for 5 to 6 hours or low for 8 to 9. So I'm going to be doing high today. And then we're going to leave it to do its thing. And there you have it, guys. This is how you make spaghetti sauce. This is the final result. I hope you like this video and hope that you're inspired to try it yourself.
And there you have it, guys. That is how you make specific carbohydrate diet spaghetti sauce. You probably did see at the end of the video, the end product, how the sauce was still quite liquidy. So what I like to do is I put it in the fridge overnight, and that extra day in the fridge, for some reason, it really thickens up the sauce. So if you do want to have it right away, it's really, really good. But over time, the sauce does get thicker. I really hope that you liked this video. I hope that it inspired you to try it and that you saw that it was quite easy to do. And if you want to leave in the comments below if you've tried it, what you think of it, maybe your own variations of it, maybe you added extra items that I didn't, and maybe I would like to try it because maybe I didn't think of it. But yes, please let me know, or if you want to just say hi and let me know how you're doing, I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Please tell all your friends and all your family. I would really appreciate it so we can all spread the love and spread the healthy. Thank you so much again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.